I got an opportunity to interview for a senior director position at a global manufacturing company last year. In my opinion, it was a great opportunity for me to advance in my career, and that opportunity would have put me on an accelerated path to joining the C-suite. After about 7 rounds of interview, they call me to tell me that they are reorganizing and that they have a new plan, so they are not going to move forward with me. That stings. I was looking forward to that opportunity of joining the company. I already saw myself working with that organization, and that really hurt me. I was rejected. How did I manage that rejection? Find out more on this episode.
Did you inherit $1 million from your grandparent, or are you about to become wealthy from someone else's hard work? If you say yes to these questions, this show is not for you. You, the hardworking, committed, and ambitious professional who have a 9-to-5 corporate job or a 12-hour shift worker keeping the assembly line running. Perhaps you run your gig as a freelancer, or maybe you run a small business. You are in the right place. Welcome to the Career Evangelist Podcast, where you get your weekly tips, ideas, strategies, and inspiration to find purpose in what you do so you can build a career you are passionate about and live a fulfilled life. Here is your host, Bola Alabi.
Welcome to the Career Evangelist Podcast. I'm your host, Bola Alabi, and today we are diving into a topic that every professional faces at some point in their career, and that's the topic of job rejection. Whether it's a dream job, a dream role that you've been thinking about, that slipped through your fingers, or a series of rejections that have left you feeling defeated. I'm sure you are going to agree with me that rejection can be very painful. Today, I'm here to remind you, to tell you that job rejection is not the end of your career journey. In fact, it is just the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter that is filled with growth, resilience, and even greater opportunities if handled properly. In this episode, we are going to explore why rejection happens, how to turn it into a powerful learning experience, and most importantly, how to keep moving forward with confidence and purpose. So if you have ever faced the sting of rejection or the fear of rejection maybe holding you back right now, you are going to want to stay tuned because this episode is for you. And by the end of our time together today, you'll be equipped with actionable strategies to know how to bounce back from rejection and how to come stronger than ever before. I want you to be the comeback kid, and I want you to learn how to manage rejection so that rejection will not be a permanent hold on your career. Now, let's get started. Rejection, like I said in my intro, is a painful event. Rejection, if not properly handled, can put a bar at what you believe you can achieve. It can hold you back permanently. Rejection hurts because you've spent your time, your energy to prepare for that job interview, and you got rejected. That is very painful. So it can mess up your emotions because you may feel rejected. Yes, you are rejected. You may feel dejected. You may feel disappointed. And you may even feel like you are incapable of getting that dream job that you so much desire. So If this rejection situation is not well handled, it can even impact your psychological well-being. Because if you've been facing a series of rejection over and over again, you've been rejected, a time may eventually come when you will give up and you may no longer believe in yourself that you can get the job that you desire. So I want to come out straight right now that rejection shouldn't be about you. You shouldn't let rejection hold you back. Yes, you've been rejected for that particular role. That doesn't mean you'll be rejected for other roles that will come your way. Now, why did this rejection happen? We need to know why. Because if we can address the why, you'll be able to prepare yourself in the future so that at least you'll be better positioned to land in that job role. Now, in terms of why rejection happened, here's the truth. The job market is very competitive. So if you are rejected for any particular role, don't see it don't interpret it as that it means that you are incapable. No, that's not the interpretation. It may just mean that there are other candidates out there that are more qualified than you, and that's okay. Or it may even be that you are not fit culturally with that organization. Again, that's okay. That's not about you. That doesn't mean you are incapable. That doesn't mean you are lacking skills. So don't see it as a reflection on your abilities or your capability in any way. Rejection is not a situation of inadequacy. Don't make it about you. Don't lose confidence in yourself. I cannot overemphasize this because I've seen quite a number of people when they apply to roles, when they get rejected, they feel dejected and they end up giving up because they won't pursue similar role in future. They will just say, oh yeah, I'm not qualified for this position and I can't, and they will tell themselves that they can't get such position. So they give up. I don't want that to be you. Now, here's the truth. If you've been facing multiple rejection, if you've been seeing patterns of rejection in terms of your career search or your job search, we need to address that. What is happening? You need to get coached. You need to find a mentor that will coach you on how to land your role. Now, the best way to handle rejection is to learn from that rejection. Maybe this is maybe the first time you have been rejected, or maybe your case is that you've been rejected on multiple occasions. You need to find the lesson from that situation or those situations and learn from that. And how do you do that? The first step you need to take is to seek constructive feedback. During the interview, or after the interview, you should reach out to the hiring team or the hiring manager and ask them to give you a feedback. You should ask what you did right and ask them what you could improve on. It's completely okay and acceptable to reach out after receiving a rejection. Because by reaching out, by learning from your mistake, by learning where you fall short, you'll be in a better position to prepare better for your next opportunity if you get the next one. So always reach out to get insights from the hiring team. They will be more than happy to give you areas of improvement where you need to improve. They will be more than happy to let you know. Ask them, why weren't you selected? What did you do wrong? Or what do they want you to improve on? Now, there are multiple reasons why people get rejected. It may be because of lack of skills, certain skills that the hiring manager was specifically looking for. It may be that you were not well prepared for that job interview. Maybe they are asking certain questions, and the way you were answering those questions did not completely satisfy the hiring team, that could lead to rejection. And like I said earlier on, maybe there are better or more qualified candidate. I shouldn't say better, more qualified candidate for that specific role other than you. And of course, it is the responsibility of the hiring team to pick the most qualified candidate for the job that they are hiring for. So the first step after receiving rejection, reach out to the hiring team and seek for feedback. Get insight from them. Let them tell you where you could improve on, what you did wrong, or what you did not get right during the interview. The next thing that I want to talk about in terms of handling rejection is that you should be able to embrace the rejection and see it as a redirection. What do I mean by that? You should find a way to reframe your experience. This is where most people get it wrong. They see the rejection as a personal failure. I don't want that to be you. Reframe it as a form of redirection. Sometimes the job you didn't get isn't it just the right fit for you. And you may not see it at the moment. Later on down the line, you'll see it. In my own case, I told you in the intro about a job rejection that I experienced. 6 months down the line, I felt good with myself. I felt that particular role wasn't even the right fit for me. I felt like that organization wasn't even a right fit for me in terms of where I want to grow in my career. So, yes, today or whenever you've got that rejection, it will be painful, it will hurt you. But down the line, if you reflect, if you change your perspective, you may see it that, hey, it's a form of redirection for you. Again, the other thing that I would like to talk about is when we face rejection, we should always seek to learn from our mistakes. Yes, if you identify areas where you made mistakes during the application or the interview process, you should be responsible enough to commit yourself to improving on those areas. Guys, doing the same thing the same way all over again, it's not going to improve you. They call it madness. So find a way to learn from your mistakes and improve on, on your performance, whether it's refining your resume or practicing interview responses. You can get a coach, a mentor, someone that is ahead of you to help you practice for job interview so that next time when you have another opportunity, you'll be in a stronger position, you'll be better prepared, and you know exactly how to answer the question. Now, rejection, like I said, is painful. Rejection is disappointing. Rejection can make you, even the strongest among us, lose their self-esteem or their morale. This is where we need to build resilience. Building resilience is about strengthening your mindset. Rejection is tough, but building resilience can help you cope and manage that rejection and see it as a normal part of the job search process. And that rejection shouldn't diminish your value or your potential. You should practice self-compassion and you should avoid any form of negative talk about yourself. Don't tell yourself that, oh, I can't get this job. Don't tell yourself that, oh, I'm incapable. Don't tell yourself that you are just not good enough and that's why you're not getting that job. Rather, speak positively about yourself, about your skills, about your experience. Don't ever devalue yourself. That's a must. See, there are many people, rich people, successful people today that have dealt with one form of rejection or the other. Elon Musk was fired from PayPal. It did not let that be the end of his story. He started Tesla, SpaceX, and multiple other companies thereafter. Walt Disney, before creating the Walt Disney Company, was also fired from a newspaper job because, according to his editor, he lacked imagination. Look at Disney World today. Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, faced multiple rejection, including being turned down for a job at KFC. After those setbacks, Jack Ma started Alibaba, which became one of the largest e-commerce platforms in the world today. So what should you do? You should move forward. Now, moving forward, as much as learning from rejection is important, moving forward is equally crucial. Don't get stuck. Don't just keep thinking about where you've been rejected. No, get the feedback and move forward. And how do you move forward? You should maintain motivation and confidence. You should set small, achievable goals. Break down your job search into manageable tasks. What can you do on a particular day? Is it your resume? Start with your resume. Get connected with the right people on LinkedIn. Let your network know that you are open and you are looking for new opportunities. Find the skills gap where you are missing today and bridge that gap. It may be, it may require you to go learn new skills. You may need to go back and get a certain degree. You may need a mentor that will guide you, that will hold your hand, guide you to getting that new role. In short, you should expand your network. When I talk about expanding your network, you should always think about quality over quantity here. You should build and nurture relationship, professional relationship that will help connect you with the right opportunity and right roles. Recently, I was at a seminar. I met one of the top executives in a company, and this guy was telling me, hey, I know a guy that is making hiring decision in certain position. If you are interested in that position, I can connect you with that guy. Imagine that. If I was interested in that opportunity, all I need to do is they'll say yes, and I'll get connected. I'm not saying I'll get the job immediately, but at least I'll know what is required and I can present myself. I can share my skills and experience. I would show them my resume, send them my resume, and if I'm a suitable candidate, I'll get called for interview. So build the right people in your network so that they can connect you with the right opportunity. The next thing that you must do when facing rejection or when dealing with rejection is to build a community of strong network of people, professional group around you. People that are job seekers like you, talk to them, know what the industry trend looks like so that you can learn from them. And above all, finally, you must always keep a positive outlook. You should do your best to focus on the bigger picture. Remember that your career is a journey and rejection is just one step along the way. You should focus on the bigger picture of where you want to go. And don't let temporary setbacks or rejection derail you from your long-term goal. Finally, as we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with these thoughts. Rejection is not a dead end. It's a detour that can lead you to a path you never knew existed. Every no you receive is a step closer to the yes that is meant for you. So the next time you face any form of rejection, don't let it define you, but let it refine you. Remember, the strongest trees, they don't grow in the best soil. They grow in the most challenging environments. And just like those trees, your roots are getting stronger every time you face any form of challenges. Every time you get rejected, if you are learning from it, guess what? You are becoming stronger and you are growing. And that's the way I want you to see it. Finally, I'd love to challenge you. Before we go, here's something I want you to do. If you found value in today's episode, I encourage you to take one step. Reach out to someone in your network for feedback. Revisit your resume or apply to a job that really, really excites you, even if it seems out of reach. And if you need more guidance, don't hesitate to reach out to me or share your story with our community because together we can turn rejection into the fuel that drives us forward. Thank you for listening to the Career Evangelist Podcast today. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with anyone who might need a little encouragement today. Until next time, keep pushing forward and remember your career success is just one step away. Thank you for listening.